Good morning, Wiser family. Whoosh! Good morning, Wiser Nation. Good morning, Wiserians. I am the happiest today than I have been from Wiser Day 1 to 6. Why? We have our first guest with us today, and she's just a chewing gum and sweets. If you've ever been chewing chewing gum before, do you know the one they call Jenka? How many of you used to chew Jenka? Jenka that had one distinct sweet smell like that. That's when you put in your mouth, you just be like, that's Bralade. She's just sweet chewing gum Jenka. And I'm delighted that she's here with us today. I am just ready with my notes to take in for my 2023, which starts today or which started 5 days ago. So welcome everyone. Glad to have you. Where are you joining us from today? It's okay to write it in the chat because our speaker is joining us from across 7 mountains and 7 seas. So let me just read her bio and then I would bring her up. Bralade Koroye-Emenanjo is a writer, speaker, coach. Many of you saw this in the WhatsApp groups yesterday. She's a podcaster, she's an engineer, she's a leader per excellence, she's a minister. She loves the Lord and she lives in Houston, Texas, where she is right now, and it's 11 p.m. there. She is the founder of Preach What You Practice. Are you hearing? Not just practice what you preach. Preach what you practice. Tell us your truth. The home of the PWYP book series, podcast, and institute. Having been influenced by the rich literature that her English professor dad curated in her home country, Nigeria, her work of fiction embodies rich culture of her heritage and universal principles to live by. She's the author of 2 books, A Line in the Sand and A Tale of Two Wives. She's an ardent advocate of thriving relationships, and she coaches individuals and couples to embrace their personal power and leverage healthy boundaries. So for those of us in relationships and want to get into relationships and want to be our best selves, she's your coach. She champions purpose, fulfillment, gender and cultural diversity, equity, and inclusion. She believes that everyone has a place on the table, so we should make them welcome at the table. Are you ready to receive Bralade? I've known Bralade since my second year. I believe it was my second year university. No. My first year, University of Port Harcourt. Okay, I had done basic first, so that's why first year always seems like second year. But that was when I knew her. And I just liked the way she spoke. That was my first connection with her. Like, this girl just speaks English. Just when she speaks, you just want to listen to her. She uses words and so she endeared me to herself, and we stayed in touch, but we became friends. I would really say we became friends maybe 3-4 years ago. We've been friends on social media, but now we've understood that we are of the same stock, and she's just a wonderful soul to learn from, to draw from. I've been on her podcast, the Stellify podcast, and it's enough. I've said enough about her. Let Bralade come and take us through Proverbs chapter 6. I will tell you, I gave all my speakers the opportunity to choose the chapter. And the moment I asked her, she was like, I'm not even thinking twice, chapter 6. That is like the best chapter ever. So when she came on this morning, she was like, Joyce, I feel like I'm cheating, as in I have the best chapter. So you all the time of our lives ready. Bralade, welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate being here. Super
and
excited.
I'm just going to
Hello,
leave
guys.
everybody in your hands. Everybody say welcome. They've been saying the welcome in the chat. Can you see the chat? You can?
I see y'all.
Yes.
Wonderful people. Mrs. Inspirer. Love it. Michael Corey, Lacey. I've heard you mention Lacey before. So there are some. If you are a repeat person, put it there. Like, we're always here.
We're
what
always
that thing
here.
Joyce
and
says?
I will tell you that Bralade has been with us and Wiser, and she's been following every day. She's been here with us since Wiser 2020. We thank you. We love you. And I'm leaving the studio
Thank
to
you
you
so
right.
much. And you guys are in great hands. If Joyce entrusted you with me, don't worry, I'm going to take care of y'all, okay? What is that thing Joyce always says? Is two letters. Two letters. When she wants to know if you are following, if you are receiving something, what does she always say you should put in the chat? Let me see somebody put it there. Let me see somebody put it here. Who has been listening? This wiser is like titanium, just like Joyce is, getting better with each passing year. Each passing year. Olufumilayo, I see you. Nancy, Philip. This thing is making sense. You know, spirituality that cannot be digested into nuggets that we can use to function in this world is a waste. It's a waste on this earth. Maybe it's not a waste, you know, in the other worlds, in the spiritual realms, but in this world, it is a waste, because so long as we're in this world, we're going to associate with others. We're going to associate with systems. We're going to associate with governments. So any wisdom, any scripture we read, any spiritual revelations or insights you have must be digestible to steps, frameworks, blueprints, wisdom that we can apply. They say wisdom is the application of knowledge, right? So that is what we're going to do here today. So basically, I'm taking the best chapter in Proverbs chapter 6 because I haven't seen a chapter that is as loaded as this chapter 6. This chapter will talk about your character. It will talk about your work. It'll talk about your relationships. It'll talk about your nation. So first of all, I want to celebrate you for being here. You know, many times as I was reading, or even as Joyce was reading, all through Proverbs, you see the wise, the wise, the wise. Guess who the wise is? The wise is you. Because one of the first things they said about the wise is that the wise seeks knowledge. The wise, like, she holds knowledge. She does not want knowledge to leave her. He does not want knowledge to leave him. So say I'm wise. Just go ahead in the chat and put, I am wise. I am wise. So you can put wise is my middle name. Get creative with it. You know, now we're on the platform of one of the greatest speakers that Nigeria has produced. If you noticed, I paused, and it was for the gravity of what I just said. One of the greatest speakers that Nigeria has produced. So anytime you want to look at this Nigeria, just look at some of the caliber of people that Nigeria has produced, and Joyce is one of them, and you are too. Okay, I believe you have your own Bible too. The Bible is beyond just what we do for religion. The Bible is an ancient text of wisdom. The same way you have 7 Habits for Highly Successful People. Joyce mentioned that book too. She doesn't know that book. Anybody I want to mentor, that's where we start, because it is one of the most complete texts. Okay, before I will do summary of of Joyce all over, let's get started. I see you, Marvy. She's like Marvy Wise. Yes, that's her middle name. Her first, middle, last name is you. Don't say, God, make me wise. No, this is you acquiring wisdom. It's from wisdom to wisdom, like we say, glory to glory. It's not one day you have arrived. If not, they will say the wise has arrived. No, but they're instead saying the wise is acquiring even more knowledge. Proverbs chapter 6, my son, my daughter, whoever you are, my somebody, my person. I will be reading from two of my favorite versions of the Bible, Amplified and the Message, because you all know, KJV. You already know it, so why? All right, so let's get started. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 1. We have 33, so we're going to move like what? Like lightning speed. So I will take the first part together. Amplified says, my son, if you have become security for your neighbor, if you have given your pledge for a stranger or another, you are snared. That means you are trapped. That means it's like you're wearing, it's like you have a tail or your cloth. Somebody, when they say somebody hooked you in Nigeria, you can't move. They have held you. You are caught by what? The speech of your mouth. People don't realize what words are. Joyce, you gave me a validation and affirmation here that for which I am grateful. But at the same time, I know that it is me because I determined that would be me from when I was really young. And I fell in love with reading because I saw the power of words. Many of you haven't thought that your words are a snare. When people read that chapter, they think of signature, where you go and sign. No, where you have put your word, what you have conferred your credibility on. Those WhatsApp messages you forward, and you say forward as received, you don't believe they are your words. You think they are someone else's. It is a part of you. So again, remember, it's like they hooked you. It's like you hold a cow's tail. Where is the cow going to? It can't move because it is a part of them. The words that leave you, they belong to you. Even God says, so shall the word that leaves my mouth be. It will not come back to me void. That means every word you speak is what? Is coming back to you. I don't know what it will carry, but it is what? It is coming back to you. Let it bring you good tidings. Let it not bring you a hooking of chest. But see something. I love how the Bible works sometimes. It doesn't just condemn you and tell you that, you have entered soup. No. The Bible now tells you a way out. The Bible tells you a way out. He said, do this now. Guys, don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for next tomorrow. Do this now, at once and earnestly. How many of you have people in your house, you just ask them, hey, can you pass me that cup? They are sitting near it. They move like this. To stand up safe, they have already dragged their feet on the floor. They have dragged their feet. So to stand up, they are dragging body. To reach the cup. Okay, to walk from where they are with the cup to where you are. If you have that attitude, if you are one of those people, you drag slippers on the floor, there is something about excellence that should make you stop that immediately, because there is an earnestness, there is an at-onceness. Once you encounter wisdom, it becomes judgment against you. I'm digressing a bit, but that's the kind of energy I want you to do that with. Do this now at once and earnestly, my son, and deliver yourself when you have put yourself into the power of your neighbor. That means that when you give credibility for something, you don't know what this thing is. You keep putting your words, you keep putting your energy there, you keep signing, you keep, this person is my brother. Just, you are looking for how you will kind of game the system in some way. When you are doing something like that, realize that you have put yourself into the power of your neighbor. That person now has your name. I know many of you here, you have sent Joyce a DM that say, be my mentor, be my mentor, be my mentor. I wish you guys knew the responsibility a mentor had. Paul said, so that I will not come and be judged for the responsibility of your souls. That is paraphrasing though. Because if somebody says, I want to mentor you, they are giving you credibility. Tomorrow night you go somewhere and say, Joyce is my mentor, hire me for this job. Whose name is on the line? They don't know your name. Is Joyce who know your name? So that's something to think about. So go and remove yourself. Said, humble yourself and beg your neighbor to pay his debt and thereby release you. Beg your neighbor. You are in that man's clutches. That's what the King James says. He said, go at once. Put on a long face. Say, please, it's really important to me that you do this. Get yourself out of that mess. There's no time to lose. Run like a deer from the hunter, fly like a bird from the trapper. And I mean this both literally and figuratively. We've been talking about the figurative one, but literally, one of the horrible cultures we have, and I call it horrible because usually a perverse thing is just an aberration of what was supposed to be good. We have a culture of borrowing money because we are such a community people. You see what I mean? Yes, in the Western world, there's a lot of borrowing going on, but you're borrowing from an institution, not necessarily from an individual. Now, in Nigeria, I beg now, help me now. You know that, and this, how will I? What will I? And guess what? We don't say help me according to your ability. No, we say lend us. We even say borrow us, cuckoo take us. And we will what? We will pay back. That time our mouth is sharp. And now some of us now go and stand shorty. Let this make you take a second look. The next time you want to co-sign for anybody for anything, don't do it if you cannot pay for it, if it goes bad. So now I can stand shorty for you to a certain amount of money. Somebody wants to borrow 25,000. Maybe you have 250K in your bank. If the person defaults, you are not there speaking English. You just go pay on behalf of the person. That's okay. Because guess what? You cannot go back to that person and look at now. See all this begging. Why is it necessary? I don't think it's necessary. Okay, so remember that in this time of, especially when you are involved in anything like network marketing, or network marketing is still good, but some of all these pyramid schemes, and they're like, oh, if you bring 5 people, they will do this. You will bring your grandmother, you will bring your mother, people you know that are mortgaging their houses to get involved in something. Why? Don't do that. At least we have all learned. There was a time we will say we didn't know. Umana, Joyce is your state, but don't worry, I won't say anything. Those days, if some of you here, you are Gen Zers and all these things, Alpha, what is it, Gen Alpha, please go and Google. Would it have made it onto Google? Tell me, if you know whether Umana is on Google, let me know. Go and Google it. We have seen MMM. We have seen all these things. Why are we still doing this drama? Even if you want to do MMM, you won't use your loose cash. Maybe 5% of your investment money, I didn't say of your net worth, to do, so that if he lost, he lost. Forex, you know that this thing, they are promising you 200%. You don't just do it yourself. You go and rope all your friends in because they promised you a percentage. And there are people, guess what? The people that now fall into, because their friend invited them, they will now start cursing their friends. And the friend too will now be cursed. Them too, they are suffering, they are also cursed. The person too that is involved will now become a breed of cursed people. To what benefits? Zero. No benefit whatsoever. So the next time you want to put your word on something, even if it's a political candidate, do some due diligence. Go and read up. Go and see what have they done. So that when you are speaking, you actually speak and say, hey, this person, their economic policies are this good and everything. This person, they raise good, they know how to rally the grassroots. This person, you are giving your word to what you know. Not, this is the best person Nigeria can have, but this is this only savior. That's why now they come back and start changing mouth. Why? And lastly, let me end with this. There are some people who gave their mouths to, their words to things they didn't know. There was a time they didn't know. There were people that said that the earth is flat. People said the earth was flat once upon a time. Now, new knowledge has come. They have done, experiments. They now have a way to show it, to prove it. Why are you holding on to a position that has been proven false? What do you need that for? Go and say, I didn't know, that time, but now I have been proven false and I see the science for myself is true. There's no harm there. Your integrity is still intact. Don't hang on to a reputation. Hang on to integrity. Integrity will never deny you. Yes, your mind may change, but integrity means you are still whole. You can be counted upon. Reputation is fickle, is image, is branding. Today we change it, it's purple and teal. Next tomorrow is orange and now, the social media branding. That's not the type we're doing. Okay? All right, I see all the MSs. Thank y'all. All right, we're going now to a lesson from the ant. A lesson from the ant. I heard a preacher preach once and he said, sometimes God can be rude. You just be on your own, open Bible. Bible will not say, you lazy fool. You will not be like, God, I feel hurt. Why? Why will you do me like that? This is those things. He wants to get your attention. He wants to get your attention. You lazy fool. And I'm reading now from the Message translation. You lazy fool. He said, look at an ant. Watch it closely. You see ants, you see how infinitesimal it is. A lot of us, we just want to swat at it, kill it. Yet, even you can testify that ants get power. Watch it closely. Let it teach you a thing or two. Nobody has to tell it what to do. All summer, it stores up food. At harvest, it stockpiles provisions. So how long are you going to laze around doing nothing? I know that you know somebody. If you are not that person, you know somebody. And we are done with excuses. You know, one of the people I respect the most, I think Joyce and I share that in common, is John Obidi. And he spoke about how when he was up and coming, he wanted to make some money to do the things that were important to him, maybe buy books. And he said he was going to do bricklayer something. And he went and started carrying the block. Your identity is not just in the jobs you have done. It is divine. It was conferred to you the day that you came out of your mother's womb. It cannot be diminished. It cannot be enhanced because you attain a position or because you did a certain job or you did not do a certain job. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Let it teach you a thing or two. What plow have you put your hands to? I know that sometimes the Bible can be scary. You say, oh, before you put your hand to the plow, you should count the cost. So because of that, now people don't want to put their hand to the plow because they are counting the cost. You are counting the cost. 1 month, I'm doing research. 2 months, I'm still coming. I know somebody that did. I want to talk with them first. 5 months. Start somewhere. Do something. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. What is laziness? Laziness is the inability to apply yourself. And you know, we just called you wise. It's not even me. It was conferred upon you. The Bible is calling you wise. You're a wise person. Why? You have the image of God. You have the mind of Christ. It cannot be a dull mind that is resident within you. Even if you are acting foolish, whenever we are acting stupid, it is not the image that is in us. And that is sometimes the complexity of man. Our ability to act in a way, shape, or form that is not us. I think only man has that ability because you will never hear a dog meow. You will never hear a cat bark. They don't have it in them to do it. But man, we can bark, we can meow. We can just take up any image and shape that we like. Why? What for? So choose the one. Say, this is really me. This is my truest picture, and I'm going to use this one. You know, I read about the ants. I just said, let me just watch a documentary about the ants. They said that there's like 3 trillion ants. Trillion. I don't know what trillion looks like. 3 trillion ants in the world. And they said that if they measure, because in your mind now, maybe trillion is small now. But if they measure the weight of all the ants in the world, it's more than the weight of all the 7 billion human beings in the world. Just take that. They have been alive for 300 million years. They have been alive that long. They are the most sophisticated type of insects. An ant is born and they just know what they were born to do. That's what ants are. They know that as I'm born now, I'm a worker. My job is to bring food to this colony. Some are protectors. My job is to protect this queen. Some are maters. They know that, look, I'm here to impregnate the queen. I don't live long. Once I impregnate queen, I've died. It's okay. They're fine with it. They said that scientists found it so, like, it boggled their mind that there was so much harmony and unity in the system that they actually started studying these tiny little creatures. And what is that communication they have? Because you know ants now, one ant will find one small thing somewhere. How did they form that line? They don't make any sound. So they started studying, and they started realizing that they secrete a pheromone, which is some kind of smell, and they make some little gestures that make people know, number one, there's food here, so they all form line to the place and carry their food. There is danger. So take a protective stance. And then the one that all of us have felt at some point in our lives from soldier ants is the one that they give the pheromone of attack. Go wild, go crazy, and just attack. Ants can kill an elephant. Did you know that? Now, why am I saying these things? I'm saying it because there is no ant without a community. They said that an average worker ant that forages lasts only about 10 days because they go look for food to bring back, right? Their whole lifespan is 10 days because of the dangers and the perils. And in those 10 days, they carry 6 times their weight of food back to the colony. Back to the colony. And they don't mind. They're okay. They are born. They just know what they are doing. They carry it. They go back. They are not dying. So when I think of Nigeria, when I think of our lives, I wonder if everyone truly knows this, their purpose. Do you understand? I don't mean it in a way of I'm supposed to be a carpenter. I'm supposed to be a United Nations ambassador. So no. If you know that my own job, my own work, how I show up in this world, just like Joyce talked about Hagar and the junction of Hagar, Daniel, Elizabeth, Joseph, her being and understanding that that is the kind of call that is upon her life. If we all knew it, the way we will follow it, we will not want to be queen. Do you understand? So the thing that your hands find to do, you will really do it well. If you are a protector ant because you saw that you were born bigger than the worker ants, you know that I am here for the sole purpose of protecting Queen. Queen does not say, oh, they are killing my children outside. Oh, let me go outside and protect her. No, her job is to stay here and just keep laying eggs. They say in the lifespan of a queen, she lays 3 million eggs. Ants, they protect their colony like, if all of us were like that in the nations of the world, what would happen? What would happen? But the number one thing you can say about ants is that they are not lazy. None of these things would work if they woke up in the morning and say, there's a way my waist feels, ma, I can't come into work today. And I noticed that after my waist, my little finger, my eyesight is getting bad, so that's why I failed my exam. They don't give all those kinds of excuses. No, they don't. Okay? So nobody has to tell you what to do. Stop waiting around. Some of you, the reason you want coaches is for the massaging of your ego. You just want somebody to be telling you, you can do this. You are worthy. Be confident. Be bold. You know in your heart what you should be doing. The last thing that you felt in your heart that I'm supposed to be doing this thing, you haven't done it. What advice are you looking for? 10 more points? No. You know why I love Proverbs? It's not telling you, go and do this, go and do that, make money like this. No, it's telling you how to show up in the world, how to be, how to think. Okay, so look at the ants. Nobody's telling you what to do. It was born knowing. So don't come and lie. Don't lie. It's a lie. If you say you don't know what to do, it's a lie. It's a lie because nobody knows it more than you. It's inside your heart. Go and spend time and dig into the masterpiece that is you. Do you know that within you, it's like you have boxes and boxes and boxes of information that is locked? The highest thing a coach can do is to come inside and unlock it. So if you have even thought like, okay, I truly need a coach. Now, when you get a coach, the coach is now telling you, from what you said, from this personality test, this is what I'm noticing. No, take it and go and do it. I heard a preacher preach once. She said, God said, now, how they put on social media, they will be like, God hyphen or semicolon, my daughter, my son, go do this for me. And they say, you. Okay, God, let me pray about it. And they said, God now looked around him. And I said, who are you praying about it to? Is it not still this me? Why are you praying about what you know is true in your heart? And guess what? You are not praying for strength, though. Do you understand? You are praying for, you want the thing to change. Why? I will tell you who my woman of the year is. I had 2 women of the year. One is posthumous and one is alive and well. I have many, but right here, only two are on my mind. The first one is Dora Akunyili. Anytime Joyce mentioned that book. If you haven't bought that book should be in every secondary and primary school of our nation and university. Everyone should buy that book as a patriotic act and learn something. Our stories are untold. Our lessons are unmined. The people who are taking over the airwaves are people who are pundits, people who are sycophants. But no, God is increasing the voice. Not just increasing the voice, God is making their voices sweet for people to hear. Because when wisdom is no longer sweet, what will people go for? They'll go for the shadow. Yes, Genevieve's Corner is asking me for the book. The name of the book is I Am Because We Are, written by Chidiogo Akunyili, Dora Akunyili's last daughter. That book, I don't think I've read any book that made me cry. Like, I wept like, if you know me, I don't cry. Even if you give me bad news, I don't cry. I'm like Audacia, I'm like Titanium, like Joyce. I don't say it as a matter of pride. I just say it as a matter of the things that touch me in this world. They are not of this world earthy. If it's a challenge in this world, it cannot reach that place in my heart that unlocks tears. But when I see an act of loyalty, when I see nobility, when I see generosity of spirit, when I see excellence, look, the tears, they will just be pouring. That's how that Dora Akunyili's book will make you feel. It will make you touch something that we rarely see in Nigeria. Not that it wasn't existing, but it hadn't been brought to light in that kind of celebratory way. We are still too busy acting in love films. You're just going to see this actor and that actor kiss and African magic, juju, or maybe one more of those wedding films. 2023 will not be like that. Just say 2023 is the year of books. Put it in the chat. Is the year of books. If you find out at any time that you are watching TV more than reading books, please go and change it. It's flat out wrong. Don't do it, okay? So how long are you going to laze around doing nothing? Say not a minute longer, not a second longer. How long before you get out of bed? Let me tell you, some of you who are listening now, you're at your table with your pen, you are writing. As I'm speaking, you're writing some of the things I'm saying, but the truth is, at a point, you stop even hearing what I'm saying. Your own undiluted, specialized, genius level of wisdom is actually there in your pen as well. Go ahead and write it. Don't feel like, oh, if I start writing it, I'll miss what she's saying. What I'm saying is not half as important as your own divinely packaged wisdom. And if what I'm saying is unlocking it for you, go ahead and put it down so that you can apply it. Okay? A nap here, a nap there. A day off here, a day off there. Look, I know it. From my weight struggles, Joyce will help me in 2023. From my weight issues, I know that it is not, oh, I don't eat rice, for example. Maybe I eat rice maybe once in 2 weeks, maybe taste some. Eba, I don't anymore. It's cauliflower, cabbage fufu, cauliflower rice. But guess what? If I miss one day, it's a little here, a little there. A little here, a little there. Also, what brought me here cannot just reverse. I cannot just take it off and it will go. No, it's little. You say, I will write this book. You started writing it. For the last 3 years, you are writing it. No. I'd say that's not me in 2023. I hit my goals. He said, do you know what comes next? Just this. You can look forward to. Don't let anybody console you. Don't let anybody say God is a giver of chances. Even though God gives chances, he cannot recreate yesterday. It has passed. At least in this world, it has passed. So you can look forward to a dirt poor life. Poverty, your permanent house guest. So I will end this side with this. The same way in reverse is a day here and a day there. Also count yourself every time you subject yourself to the discipline and diligence of what you've been called to do. You are also giving yourself the reverse of this. Your life is assured. Your success is assured. Your significance, your footprints in the sands of time is assured. All right, let's keep moving. This verse 16 to 19. As you are looking at it, I want you to start from looking at yourself. Carry the mirror first, look at yourself. But you see, after looking at the man in the mirror, also look at the people in the world, in the outer circle. The first thing is 7 things basically. But you know now, Solomon is poetic, so he has to act drama. He has 6 things God hates, and one more that he loathes with a passion. Eyes that are arrogant. You know that thing they call RBF? If you know what RBF is, put it in the chat. But you know now, that B word, look for how to just put apostrophe. What is it? Asterisk. Don't spell it out. RBF. That's just how my face is. So I'm going literal first though. That's just how my face is. It's not like I'm doing anything. You taught yours. You know, some of us, we don't realize that we have left secondary school. Joyce said that she did her secondary school. If you have not listened to Wiser from days 1 to day 5, you're missing. You're missing very seriously, because she gisted, she taught, everything she shared. So she said she went for a secondary school reunion. Do you know that there are some people you see now from secondary school? Even you're like, why are they still forming? Like I thought we were all grown. Eyes that are arrogant. One of the versions said, eyes that overestimate yourself. It doesn't stop there. He said, and eyes that underestimate others. Say, my eyes see honorably. My eyes are covered with the lens of honor, of dignity, of respect. Joy said that, I think that was yesterday. She said, let your honor, when you go somewhere, if the people have a culture of honor, they will accord you honor even before you do anything, because it speaks more to who they are. Look, instead of me to dishonor you, I will instead separate myself from the relationship, because I will not be reduced to a dishonorable person who trades words, calling people stupid, idiot, nonsense, all those things. I cannot stoop to do it. That means if there's somebody around me that is truly all these characters, I will leave before the person makes me into what? Because some of you have staff, you're like, you're tired. I know there's a great temptation. You're tired, they are misbehaving. I have to say it. How about you just let that staff go? Just get them a package, give them 2 months, 3 months salary. Just say, thank you, Odo. God bless you. It's okay. Do that. Okay? A tongue that lies. You see, what we call lie is no longer that thing that our mother asks us, did you do this? Did you not do this? But you know something is an untruth. You know the impact of what that thing can be if you are not sure. So even that sin of omission is just as strong as the commission. Hands that murder the innocent. And when you are saying hands that murder the innocent, tie it to a heart that hatches evil plots. Because a lot of us will say, I've not killed anybody now. But have you gone after someone who hasn't done anything to you? I just don't like the way her face is. And the way, since he came here, he has been feeling himself. So you want to deal with them. Anybody that is like that, I pray for speedy judgment for them. You know why? Because it's salvation. Sometimes when some judgment comes to you, thank God, though. Thank God for the embarrassment that somebody called you out. Because if they have not called you out, you will not have the sense. Somebody was telling me the other time, boasting about how they speed. In fact, they were Christian. They're like, my angels went ahead and blocked the eyes of the police. I said, I pray for you. He was listening to me. I said, I pray for you. I said, I pray that the minute you pass 2 miles per hour, let police stop you and give you the heaviest fine that judgment carries. Why would you say such a thing? What kind of talk is that? What kind of this is that? I said, because you are children. I don't want you one day to overspeed and go and kill them. And I love you. I want you to survive in this life. But if you are being irresponsible, you will see the consequence of that one as we wrap up in the last chapter. Are you learning something? Are you learning something? Tell me what you are learning so far as we are going. Feet that race down a wicked track. You know that this track is not good. You know that, again, this is a pyramid scheme. You know that at the end, somebody is going to pay for this thing. Somebody is going to suffer. You put your head inside. They say the people that come early are the ones that will gain. You know that they said that if we don't install all the NEPA cables here, some houses will not get. And you still go and sell half of the things, and you are the contractor. You are a caterer. You are reducing the food more than what people are paying for. You are going down a wicked track. You are turning your children against a divorced spouse. You are going down a wicked track. You are joining your friends because your friends hate somebody. You do mob justice with them. It is a wicked track. Don't go down it. When you see the road, you see that it's not pure. Remove hand. A mouth that lies under oath. I wrote a book called A Tale of Two Wives, and I talk about Sapphira. And I say, if Sapphira lived in our generation, we'll celebrate her. Her husband Ananias said he wants to sell a house, sell his property, and give the money to the church. The Bible now said that his wife had knowledge of it. He now said that, you know what, I'm going to keep some money for us. He didn't even say for us. I'm going to hold back some money, and I'll tell them that this, that. And the Bible says his wife being privy to it. Have you not seen where they took bribe in Nigeria? Were you judged for the crime of the policeman or whoever government official that took the bribe? No, but you knew. Did you call the police and report? That was Sapphira's crime, because we don't know what happened in that conversation in that house. We just know that when Ananias devised these things and he went to the front of Peter to say, Peter, see money I brought. See the ego, see the money. He now dropped the money. Peter now, Holy Ghost rose in Peter. Peter was in the judgment mode. Peter had no mercy at that point. You know, what did Peter do? Peter said, why are you lying? Even God knows. The money itself is your own. What are you lying inside this thing for? It's just like some of you. You already have 2-2. You're already doing wonderful. You can get more jobs than people with third class can get. You will still lie that it's 2-1. Or you are even inside the 2-1. Your transcript says 3.5. You are putting 4.1. It's like the lie is not making sense. You are just lying for the sake of it. Anyway, that's how the man now fell down and died. He didn't even go with his wife. He was not even going to share that glory with her. She now came later. I did not ask Sapphira a question. Please, if it's you guys, somebody wants to catch your father or your husband or your wife or your child, somebody outside, and they ask you, did your child really do this thing? Say the truth. How many of you will say the truth? They said, Ananias said that he would tell them that this is the price he sold it. How many Nigerian wives? How many spouses globally? Let me not even say Nigerian wives. How many spouses in the whole world will out their own spouse, even though you know they're evil? No, say, if you will do it, tell me, will you do it? A submissive wife, in quotes, will what? Will cover her husband. They even teach it. They say, cover your husband. Later, you can go and settle it, but you know this person is doing evil. You know this person is sleeping with the underage maids in the house. You say nothing. You know that your child is the bully, the biggest bully in his class. You say nothing. You know people who are involved in cults. They are saying, you know your neighbors, they are keeping somebody in their house, they are kidnappers. You say, please, it's none of my business. If you have ever said it's none of my business for something that will lead to harm and damage of another person's life or property, you will be held accountable. You will be held accountable. It's almost like everything I'm saying is leading us to the final verse of this chapter. But you will be held accountable. Know that. You will be held accountable. A troublemaker in the family. Your WhatsApp group cannot rest because you are inside. You have the title of, yes, I'm a critic. I'm a social critic. So instead of coming with constructive criticism, instead of actually going to learn your craft, again, I'll refer to Joyce. Joyce talked about learning economics to add a layer of expertise to her desire to make Nigeria great, right? If she's criticizing something at that level, it's constructive. She knows what she's talking about. She will compare Germany to Haiti to this place, how they came through. Not the one is just, oh, this is their budget. Every day. You don't say anything, you just cuss the thing out. Hey, her wedding dress, it was nice, but what kind of high neck is that? Must it be long sleeve? Can it not be this? You just always just your mouth is so, you are not that person. Your words are seasoned with salt, with grace. You are not that person. Your words inspire. You are not a troublemaker. Somebody say amen. Although there's something called good trouble, and I know that as you are going through Proverbs, you will learn about it. Remember now in the first verse, they didn't say the person kept quiet and pretended like they didn't know. They say, please go and beg your friend to do the right thing. Okay? So know that there's a place for confronting things you don't agree with. All right. Warning on adultery. I don't know. People who do adultery, they have not read this chapter, because this chapter is a fear of God type of chapter. And when I say fear of God, I don't mean, oh, God on the throne sitting down with his white beards. It's not that type. It's the fear for yourself. You know, now when you see fire, do you put your hand inside fire? Tell me which of you have done that. You put your hand inside fire before, just sometimes to just test the strength of your will. How many of you have done that? And you held it there like 5 minutes. Just say, I'm really, really working on my resilience. I suppose not. All right. Good friend, follow your father's good advice. Again, I remember Joyce saying that, here it is supposing that your father actually is a wise somebody too. You understand? When they say follow your father, maybe put ultimately God's advice there, okay? Or any good advice you received. Don't wander off from your mother's teachings. If you have a good mother, don't wander off from her teachings. So I say teachings, not the one, not the gossip one, not the complaint one, not the scoring one. I mean the teachings that are aligned with values that you hold dear. Wrap yourself in them from head to foot. Wear them like a scarf around your neck. If you see somebody walking like this with something around their neck, and you will say, you will see it now, it will be obvious. Do you understand? It will be obvious. So they are saying that the words, the things you've heard, the wisdom you've heard, don't act in this life like you don't have them. Let them, every time you are walking, let it be like a judgment. You know, when sometimes people say, don't tell me, because I don't want to be held accountable. Today, every word that you have heard, you will be held accountable for, in both a good and in a bad way. Because when they gave talents to those people, they were all held accountable, but some were rewarded and some were not. Some were castigated. Let me put it, let me try and put it in the right words. But all were what? They were held accountable. And I pray for you that the words you hear today, they will not stand against you, they will stand for you. Say amen. And amen just means so be it. So it doesn't matter what faith you are of, you can use so be it. Okay? Wherever you walk, they will guide you. I love our African forefathers. There's no language in Nigeria that does not have amen inside it. I don't mean Christian amen. It means that from time immemorial, we have been a people of God. You say, pow prayer, that's the job for amen. We have it all. Whenever you rest, they will guard you. They will guard you whenever you rest. Joyce talked a lot about this too. Okay? When you wake up, they will tell you what's next. See why we say that you are not confused in life? I'm stuck. Joyce, help me. I'm stuck. Tombra, help me. I'm stuck. John, help me. You are not stuck. You are not actually stuck. Maybe you can say, okay, I need a blueprint for how to get money to do this. Yes, maybe. But you know what to do. You know what to do next. It's wisdom. If you don't know what to do next, go and get what? More wisdom. Sometimes it will be in taking a certification. Sometimes it will be in learning some more, getting a mentor. But wisdom will tell you what is what next. For sound advice is a beacon. How many of you have seen when the airplane is flying and these really tall buildings, From up in the sky, it looks infinitesimal. But if your plane comes near, it will explode. I don't mean that there's explosive there, but just touching it at the speed at which it goes, it will explode. But there's something on top of it, one tiny little light that the pilot knows to avert. Or sometimes it's a beacon beckoning you home, beckoning you in the direction of your goal. Sound advice is a guide, is a beacon. Good teaching is a light. You cannot just come and say, hey, boss, when they were talking, they flogged me, they slapped me. Meanwhile, if you talk like that, please, you are actually, I start getting concerned because, we're people that we were raised sometimes in some kind of toxic situations. So when we say these things, it means that we were corrected, we were guided, we were guarded. But why must we use slap? Do you have trauma? Do you have PTSD? Why must wisdom come and slap you? Why must it kick you? Why must it be that, Joyce finished us today? Why can it not be that she transformed us? Why can it not be that she poured into us? Please don't basbos that thing like I heard DDK said this one too. She said, all these basbos you say, please, this wisdom is available to all of us. Just collect your own. Moral discipline is a life path. You know the best kind of discipline I like? The one that you, your own self, you say, from today henceforth, this is what you're going to be doing. We are not going to drink Coke again. When you say we, that is me, myself, and I. Moral discipline. If all the laws that you abide by are the laws of the state, the church, your association, and there's none that is devised from within, my sister, you are not a government. You are not an institution. You can't go far. There has to be something deeper from within you. You are a system. You are a government. And we are counting on you to really build that institution so that you can deliver unto us. Because we can all be better if you rise. Okay? 24 to 35. They will protect you from promiscuous women. And again, where you see women, think of anything that is seductive. Think of anything that is distracting. Think of anything that does not avail much. It's just shiny stuff. It's crime. It does not serve you. Don't lustfully fantasize on those things. I want to carry Gucci bag. I want, when I come from America and I go to the village, let people see me. I want to build this house. For all of those things that people run after, it doesn't have any bearing on you, it's for others. Don't fantasize on those things. You can buy an hour with a prostitute for a loaf of bread, but a promiscuous woman may well eat you alive. Basically, you can die. Because you can steal any car now, for example. At least for an hour, you have a Ferrari. But where will you be going from there? Is it where you want to go? He said, can you build a fire in your lap and not burn your pants? Hey, God. Look, there's poetry and there's poetry. Proverbs is the master of all poetries. Can you walk barefoot on hot coals and not get blisters? Why are some of you playing with fire? Not us, sorry, they are not here. But there are some people, you know that you are married, you are texting somebody. You are texting. Because in your mind, I've not committed adultery. I'm just near it like this. You are lying small. In your office, they are taking bribe. Remember the bribe story that Joyce talked about, Dora Akunyili? If you read the book, you'll see many of them. How she refused to take bribe. Look, some people, they don't take bribe, but they also don't go against the system. But you cannot keep quiet. Your peace, your own personal peace cannot be more important to you than societal justice. Okay? It's the same when you have sex with your neighbor's wife. Touch her and you pay for it. This thing of, it's only one time I took bribe. I remember one of Chinua Achebe's books, I think A Man of the People. It's only one time that guy took bribe. It pained me. Myself, it pained me. It was fiction. I was reading it. Meanwhile, if you haven't read some of those fiction, please go read it. Africa, we they write, leave matter. Those books are studied around the world, even in Hindi, in China, in languages you wouldn't have dreamt. Chinua Achebe's books are studied. They know the whole of the East in the rest of the world. They know Umofia because of Chinua Achebe. But that guy took bribe only one day and he was arrested. And as I'm ending here, I want to end with Nigeria. It is my country. I'm so proud of her. But that same pride I have of her is why I'm also so broken for her. And it's why we'll do everything we can to get her on track, wouldn't we? It says, hunger is no excuse for a thief to steal. How many of you have heard that Nigeria is hard? Why won't somebody steal? Nigeria is this. Why won't somebody that? It's hard to go to school. Why won't he do? If it's me that I enter the office too, I will steal. Oh. Me, I will steal. I'm even saying it, and you beat your chest and you talk unwisely because you want to feel among. It is an indictment on yourself. When he is caught, he has to pay it what? Back. Even if he has to put his whole house in hawk. Like if he has to go and matcha, you know what they call matcha? If he has to go and sell his house, sell it at Raha, like sell it only 10% of what he bought it. Because let me tell you, one of the biggest complaints we have in Nigeria, and this EFCC is selective. They won't go and pick the real big thieves. They're only picking the small thief. What's your business? Justice is justice. Let them start where they have. Let them start where they are. Yes, they should go for everybody. Yes, it's true. But it does not minimize the crime of this other person. Crime is crime. And like I said, I prefer for them to arrest somebody, because if that time that boy sold his father's car, if he had gone to jail for 5 years, he would have become CEO with great morals. But no, we enabled him, send him abroad. He went there. He started his opening fraudulent credit cards. He's a small boy. He's a small boy. See? So this tells you that this is also how it should be. You have a staff, they are stealing. I love one of my friends. She does not even, you are stealing, that's the end. You are lying, this thing you are doing is not good. No, look, we teach people skills in the workplace, not morals. If you do not know not to lie, you shouldn't work for any organization of any credibility. You should actually be jobless, unemployed, so that it can help you learn. That's how we can build our society. Nothing like, oh, but he helped his kinsmen. You know, we should measure good and overwhelm the bad. These are not those easily besetting sins. If you say, oh, somebody gets angry and sometimes, the person is distracted. Yes, those are things people can work on. Not to come and work on telling the truth. No. All right. And then adultery is a brainless act. How long? How many hours is sex? I still don't know anybody that has had sex for 2 hours. I don't know. I've never heard of it. Okay, let's even say you have sex 10 hours. It's a brainless act. Your brain is not even involved. Soul destroying, self-destructive. You do these things. You appropriate to yourself what is not yours, because that's what adultery largely is. It is taking advantage of something that does not belong to you. Having weak, unhealthy boundaries. I just love her. I've always known she has been my love since we were in primary school, but you did not marry her. You married someone else. Okay? Expect a bloody nose, a black eye, and a reputation ruined for good. They are telling you now what to expect. Not that time now you say my enemies are at work. You are the one. You are the enemy of yourself if you are doing that. Okay? Okay, sorry. It's them, not us, Abi. For jealousy detonates rage in its cheated husband. Because that system that you went to infringe upon, laws are laws. So when you look at this jealous husband, think of gravity. You walk off, let me not say jump off, you walk off a building, guess what will happen? You're going to fall because of gravity. Gravity does not select who it will punish. This cheated husband is an analogy of those principles. Wild for revenge. He won't make allowances. There are laws of nature to pay you back. Nothing you say or pay will make it all right. Neither bribes nor reason will satisfy him. I don't believe in judgment prayer. Let this person get sick and do this, and let that person do this. But sometimes I look at, judgment being meted out to somebody. So some religions of the world call it karma and all those things. And it breaks my heart. But you know that it is the things that this person has done that is coming back. And they say, pity the person now. Say they've returned 500 million of the 1 billion they stole. And you can see them like a shadow of themselves. Why? So why embark on that journey at all? So I would like you to put something in the chat that you've learned. I'm keeping to time because I honor Joyce and you guys. And if you have a question, maybe I can take one question before we go. If you have a question, put it right in there. But if you take these things, number one, your character will be secure. You will stay away from destiny destroyers. I know that sounds like a flyer somewhere at Rumokoro in Port Harcourt, but it's true. Some things can scatter your career. Sometimes we look at American, British politics and they'll be like, this person, when they were small, they did blackface or they were rude to this person. And we're like, but that was 30 years ago. Why should that matter? It matters. It does matter. Okay? It talks about the kinds of people you should keep in your company. You have a friend that always lies. Can you start separating yourself? In Laifa, thank you so much. Buy today and pay tomorrow. Now so. But don't be doing that. Don't buy today and pay tomorrow as a matter of practice. You see that borrow pay, pay borrow. Except maybe it's for like education, something like that, but not for Christmas, because Christmas is coming. Don't stand shorty for anybody, and you don't bite more than you can chew, because sometimes we are talking about standing shorty for your neighbor. What about for yourself? So deliver yourself out of debt. Start today, even if what you are owing is 1 million and you can be paying 25,000 every month. Call the person. Be a person of integrity. Do it earnestly. Do it at once. Call them now and say, look, I'm sorry, it's my fault. Yes, economy is bad. Yes, all these things are bad, but I should have had a better plan. You don't deserve this. So I want you to know I'll make it right. And I understand that even if you're still upset with me. That's integrity. Hey, Joyce. Look at Joyce is leaving me. You guys, you don't know. I love to talk. Yes. Manuel said, thank you so much for the insights. Joyce, you're muted.
I'm not leaving you. I'm right here, girl, taking my notes. Like, what? Thank you so much. And
You
I'm just
are
watching, I was
awesome.
looking at the chats as well, at lessons that people have taken away. Somebody said, I did that just since January in preparation for Christmas. What
That's
I make
planning.
what you do today will, that has gone up so fast. You will pay for it tomorrow. Karma. Okay, that's something you've learned. Whatever you do today, you will pay for it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The ant is very interesting. In fact, I was tempted. I would tell you, I was tempted. I'd already gone to open YouTube and I'm already looking at one or two ant.
Your jaw will drop.
So I just closed it. I said, Joyce, focus, focus, focus. After this, I'm not in a hurry to leave the house till like 9, 10 a.m., more like 10 a.m. So guess what I'm going to be doing this morning? I'm going to watch a documentary about the ants. I'm like, yes, I love to see stuff like this just so it reminds me. And then I'm always looking for how to apply it
Mm-hmm.
to my life. Okay, so where am I
Yes.
going to get this critical mass of people who will work with me to do this or that? How are we going to change this? So it's just opening up. Okay, I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you stuff I've learned, right?
Me, I learned to just preparing for this. I liked it for myself, but just looking at this and for wiser community, it was just way beyond. But Joyce, I can't go without thanking you. You guys, when we did this 3 years ago, we paid for it. Even then, I was like, why
2020, yeah.
so cheap? Oh my God, what an opportunity. Everyone should jump all over this. And guess what? We actually, I paid for so many people. They
You
gained so
did.
much. It was
You
so
did.
easy. It was easy to follow. And it is one of the most consistent studies you ever do. Now, Joyce is now offering it for free. And guess what? The whole world will probably be telling you, Joyce, people don't value free things. I can tell you, I value free things because you see, my time is currency. So that time you spend today to listen to us, actually use
Stay
it.
here.
And now that you can
What?
forward this thing, this is how you pay it forward. If we say we want this society to be good, because sometimes Joyce, we look at the Asians and we say they're always sharing Jews. They're like the ants. They support each other. They build each other.
Dude.
You shouldn't have a friend that is not here because you will not enter 2023 the same way. They will drag you back. They will drag you. And you are selfish. I don't even want to be your friend if you were doing wiser and you didn't tell me because you're a selfish somebody. So
But that's not you. That's somebody else,
no,
right?
no, yes, no, they are not
Tell
here.
somebody if
So
it's
thank you
you,
for that.
it's
And she
you.
said she will give people who register for Wiser confidence master class.
And we shared that yesterday already in the WhatsApp groups. But guess what? We're going to it's we've shared it in all the WhatsApp groups and we've asked everybody, don't give it to someone else, just share it, just watch it for yourself, learn it for yourself, because I've realized that my currency is people. That is
Mm,
my currency. That's the currency. So when you were talking about the ant that is born and knows her place, I was like, yes, Joyce, you know your place. Stay here. This is who you
mm,
are. So don't look to the left or right. This is me to give all of this. That you hit it on the head, Bralade. The fact that people are here and have stayed, that's the payment. The other year, the first year, you and about five other people sponsored people. My mentor paid for about 50 people. People were paying for
wow.
people that first year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, someone came and said, oh, take this amount of money. And I lost a speaker in 2020 because he said he wouldn't speak since it was a paid event. He would only speak if it's free. Guess what? He's going to come next year. And he's such a blessing. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't speak there just because there's a fee on it. I don't teach. I don't teach for a fee. I teach.
Mm,
I don't, it's my principle. And even then I was like, wow, like, okay, we can. He said, no, I won't do it. That's not what I do. And he doesn't teach very often, but when he does, he teaches with fire.
And you
So,
see, that's not a universal. You know how you've been talking about context, right? It is not
yes.
a universal compulsion. Oh, everybody must do free or everybody
No,
must do paid.
it's
It is
not.
not. So when you
Mhm.
see Joyce, don't think that, oh, it's because
Ah,
Joy does not have fun now. Let me help Joyce
no,
market.
don't
Joyce
try.
does not have. Do you understand? It's not. So everyone is not walking the same way. But imagine that you now patterned your journey, you know, according to somebody else's own, path.
Stay in
You
your
are breaking
lane.
the system.
Learn from the ant, stay in your lane, understand that thing. When you said some of you already know, you want a coach, but you know the thing, you know what you're supposed to be doing, you're looking for formation. God has even told you, and you say, let me still pray. And God is like, who are you praying to? Are you praying to Angel Gabriel? I was like, oh my God, yeah, tell them, tell me. Because sometimes we are praying out of, hey, am I really going to do this? When
Let
am
me
I going to do that?
delay it.
God, please let me just delay it in prayer of 5 years. Brother, thank you so much. And I thank your
Somebody's
tribe.
asking, how do
See
I
your
join
people.
Wiser Nation?
How do you join Wiser Nation? Oh my goodness, just drop your phone number. Okay, no, don't drop your phone number right here. Nancy, okay, go to Nancy, please type
Or
the
Instagram DM. Maybe
yes, Instagram
reach
DM
out
or
to
just type the joycedaniels.org/wiser link here. I don't think I have it saved in this banner. Let me check if I have it here. No, I'll just put it on the screen. No, I don't have it here. So that means I should put it
me.
down because this
Oh,
question will come.
Nancy said she'll drop the link
Yes,
below.
Nancy, please drop the link now so she
Yes.
can join and be in the value of being in the WhatsApp group is sometimes we drop information that are even not quite wiser related, but something that would be of benefit to you. For example, when I
Mm-hmm.
watch one or two of the
And
and
videos.
videos, I will definitely choose one that I think is appropriate and drop there. We may not even drop the link. Who knows? We might download the video and drop
Ah,
it.
that's good too.
Why? sometimes I don't like to drop links because of distractions. You might follow the link and then one ad comes up while you're watching the video, for those who don't use YouTube Premium. And you're watching the ad, before you know it, you have followed the ad and you're now in another video.
And if you know you are that kind of person, really, there's a way you hold your own self by removing all these
Me,
distractions.
I pay for YouTube Premium. It
Are
is
you
900
hearing?
naira for a year or something like that, or 1,000 something for a year, something like that.
Oh,
I pay so that I
wow.
don't have ads popping up in my YouTube.
Yeah.
So that me, I know myself. You might show me one kind of water ad now. I'll say, it's true, I've not drunk water. Let me go and see, oh, who even created it? Ow, oh, I want to know about this person I've entered. I'll raise up my head 2 hours later. Where was it? What even brought me to YouTube? Oh, what was that thing? So let me protect. So the money is to
Yes.
protect
That's
myself. So that when I'm
wisdom.
on YouTube, I watch what I
Wisdom will
came
guard you.
for.
I think
Wisdom
I
is
will end
guiding
with just somewhat of an ant vision for
me. Yes.
Nigeria, right? And one of the things they said about the ant is that they are no longer seeing the ant as an individual anymore. The ant has challenged the natural concept of individual, because they said all together the ant colonies are now one individual because of how they work in concert. So they say the queen is the womb, the workers are the hands. This one is so as they're all working together, it's almost like it's a well-oiled wheel,
Mm,
and now they've become one. And I pray that as all of us find our places, businessmen, oh, politicians, oh, churches, oh, everywhere we find our places, diaspora, oh, like it literally doesn't matter. We all find our places, and as we are delivering there, it is consequentially going to redound to the glory of the nation. So that we'll not just
amen.
find one person and they'll be like, oh, she won Commonwealth something. Then we'll celebrate that one for the whole year and nothing else. Mm-mm. We're all shining where we are.
Shining where we are. Thank you
Thank you,
so much. Shine
Joyce.
where you are. Shine where you are. Thank you to your tribers who are here. I saw Kechi, one of your besties.
And
Even
Tombra, I know.
I told Tombra, like, Tombra, you're gonna be here on the 16th. I think that's Tombra's date. Let me
Yeah,
quickly.
she's gonna be here. Ejiro,
Tombra will be here speaking
mechanic.
on the 19th. Yeah, so we're looking forward to that.
Yes.
Like
And
our
I'll be
people.
here too every day. I'll
Thank
be
you. And
here.
everyone who has shared the video to someone that you love, thank you so much. We always see that quite a number of people watch the recorded version
Yes.
later. Thank you for taking yourself seriously.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
planning for your 2023. Your 2023 is going to be greater than 2022 because we are applying wisdom to it. I put Bralade's Instagram handle right there for those who want to follow her so that you see how you can partake of some of her sessions, her Instagram lives. Her YouTube channel has some value that you need. You might want to purchase her book because
Oh,
2023 is the year that we read, right? Yeah.
yes, so we're
So if
reading.
you're going to read fiction that would be a blessing, fiction with lessons, then you want to read both
Yes.
her books. I love you all. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love
We
you.
love you too, Joyce. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. So, bye, everybody. Have a great day. Bye, bye, bye.